PG-13.
We've been a bit spoiled seeing temperatures close to 80 degrees. We are going to see some cooler temperatures into the weekend ahead, as well as some wind gusts even up to 35, 40 miles per hour.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, we'll have a breakdown of the biggest events that happened this past week in Washington, D.C. Plus, a summit at Northern Michigan University focuses on how to capitalize on the Upper Peninsula's beauty, and a walk to recognize missing and murdered Indigenous people. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
Check of your forecast. Lots of unsettled weather over the last few days, and we'll still see a little bit of some leftover showers through the rest of the nighttime and maybe even into tomorrow morning here. We'll still see some overcast skies with some lows tonight into the 50s, maybe some upper 40s, so cooler temperatures for sure on the way, starting with tomorrow. High temperatures getting to near 60 degrees across the Upper Peninsula with some wind gusts. I'll have your full details and into the next week ahead coming up.
Kelly, thank you. It's time to recap a whirlwind week in Washington where tariffs, budgets, and infighting dominated the conversation. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon walks us through it.
This week in Washington, signs a heated trade war is cooling.
Yesterday, we achieved a total reset with China.
Following trade talks in Switzerland last weekend, the U.S. and China have agreed to temporarily cut tariffs imposed on one another after April 2nd by 115%, and bringing home some business.
There's very few counties in this building, and no one even holds a candle to what we're doing.
Local and state officials from across the country convening this week for the Select USA Investment Summit, pitching their region to investors and businesses from over 90 international markets. Also this week, a somber moment on the National Mall.
Find your local police officer and say thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for being willing to put your life on the line for me and my family.
Families, officers, and community members paying tribute to the fallen during National Police Week. Meanwhile, Boeing backlash.
This is not just naked corruption. It is also a grave national security threat.
President Trump taking heat over his plan to accept a luxurious Boeing 747 from Qatar to temporarily serve as Air Force One.
They're giving us a free jet. I could say, no, don't give us. I want to pay you $1 billion or 400 million or whatever it is. Or I could say, thank you very much.
And the Supreme Court hearing oral arguments Thursday on a birthright citizenship case with far-reaching legal implications. The case could determine whether lower court judges can issue nationwide injunctions to block an order by the president from being carried out. And on Capitol Hill, House Republicans racing to advance President Trump's legislative agenda, known as his Big Beautiful Bill. House Republicans are looking for big savings to fund Trump's priorities, including extending 2017 tax cuts, border security, and more. The Republican plan includes tougher work requirements for SNAP and Medicaid to cover the costs, drawing fierce pushback from Democrats.
If you're able-bodied and you have no dependents and you're receiving taxpayer-funded Medicaid, you should be expected to work, look for work, or enroll in job training.
The proposed work requirements could cause up to 1.5 million Medicaid beneficiaries in New York State to lose coverage.
There were 16 ayes and 21 noes.
GOP infighting over the budget plan on full display Friday.
It does not do what we say it does with respect to deficits.
A group of hardline conservatives in the House Budget Committee torpedoed the bill's progress, saying the proposed cuts don't go far enough. After a big bump in the road Friday, we're going to watch to see how House Republicans reconfigure their path forward to advance President Trump's legislative agenda next week. That's a look at This Week in Washington. I'm Brendan Scanlon. Back to you.
Candidates are already gearing up for midterm elections next fall, and the national campaign Keeping Democrats in Office has added Michigan's Senate leader to its board of directors. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent sat down with her to learn more about her new position.
The National Democratic Legislative Campaign Committee works to boost candidates across the U.S. Their attention is on Michigan as the state gets ready for a 2026 midterm election with a long list of open seats.
Job number one for me is maintaining an enduring Democratic majority in the state Senate here in Michigan.
On Monday, the DLCC announced a new addition to its board of directors, Michigan Senate Majority Leader Senator Winnie Brinks. Representing the Grand Rapids area, Brinks is the first woman elected to her leadership role in the history of the state Senate. She says in her new position, she's ready to bring Michigan's values to the committee.
It's incredibly important that people have a voice and that we are sticking up for things like fundamental rights, for education funding, for health care, and things like Medicaid that are really under threat right now.
In 2026, Michigan's executive office, Senate, and House of Representatives will all be up for re-election. Brinks says in order to combat the chaos in Washington, it's more important than ever to have Democrats in charge.
Senate Democrats come to work every day with the people that we serve in our minds, and we take the stories that we hear in our day-to-day lives in our communities to work with us.
For Michigan lawmakers, campaign season has begun. She says she's already going door to door in her district to bring her message to voters and to hear about the issues on people's minds.
I encourage people to get to know their politicians and whoever's asking them for a vote. And I think that if you start talking with the Democrats who are running, you'll be impressed and you'll like what you hear.
Brinks says her new role will help bring Michigan's perspective to campaigns across the U.S., but will also allow her to learn from national leaders to help the Democratic Party here at home. From Michigan's capital, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
The first ever UP Outdoor Summit was held at NMU's Jacobetti Complex today. The all-day event has been fit with keynote speakers, gear demos, networking, and more. A large point of discussion was innovation and how outdoor recreation can be adapted to the many changes seen across this past decade, specifically in the Upper Peninsula, with its uniqueness leading to an increased amount of traveling and tourist popularity.
Traditional archetype of outdoor industry was a pretty specific demographic, and that's really changed a lot over the last decade. And we have to look at outdoor recreation as a whole new light of who's outdoor recreating, why they're doing it, we really want to create access for everyone. We want everyone to feel welcome in the space, whether they belong in the space.
The event included a number of sponsors from Marquette County, and tickets for the summit quickly sold out, marking a successful first year. An annual plant sale in Marquette is growing in popularity each year. Marquette Algerisa's Special Educational Transition Program offers students hands-on learning in the shift from school to post-school experiences. At the end of May, the classroom sells their own plants grown on school grounds, and in 10 years, the sales have become overwhelmingly popular. Today, the class received their new flower beds, including handicap-accessible versions. Students say they're very excited to be involved in this project. Teachers recommend getting to the sale as soon as possible, as plants will sell fast. The plant sale runs from Wednesday till Friday, 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. and only accepts cash. Earlier this month, Michigan recognized Missing and Murdered Indigenous Persons Awareness Day. Today, an Upper Peninsula tribe held an event to promote education and passion for the subject. Our Escanaba reporter Lily Simmons has the story.
The Hannahville Indian community gathered at the Great Hall Friday morning to walk for their missing and murdered Indigenous relatives.
We've done it for several years, mainly because we're concerned about our Native women and how they're murdered and how they go missing.
It's a pain that Hannahville has been feeling for decades.
Kathy Williams disappeared about 25, 30 years ago. We still haven't heard from her, haven't found her, but we still have hope that one day she will return to us safely.
And it's something Indigenous populations experience at disproportionate rates.
Extreme violence in our communities, murders, etc. We sadly know what it feels like.
Many participants in the 1 mile walk wore red or shirts with a red hand, representing missing and murdered Indigenous women. The tribal chairperson says it's a symbol of the tragedy still occurring and a sign to take action.
We hope that it'll bring awareness to people who may have seen a Native woman somewhere, who might mention it to somebody. Just send us information, give us a call.
For some, the walk was a somber moment of reflection. For others, a time to fellowship. And for many, a day of healing.
Get some exercise, some fresh air, and some education and willingness to work with us and help solve our issues.
Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News, Hannahville.
Kelly Rowland has your first warning weather forecast when we come back. Plus, a student from Westwood High School welds together a box meant for retired U.S. flags. And student pilots honor the last survivors of World War II's Tuskegee Airmen. We'll be right back after this.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Help maintain the beauty of your yard and garden with help from Yardworks. They offer a variety of hoses great for any task. Get this 100-foot medium-duty hose for $24.99 after rebate. Shop our huge selection of Window Images window treatments. 2-inch cordless white faux wood blinds are room darkening for light control and privacy. Plus, they can be cut to width for free. Just $21.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Tony's Green Thumb in Bark River is open for business. Tony's is your one-stop shop for all your garden and flower needs. Known for a huge variety of big, beautiful baskets, gorgeous planters, and over 600 varieties of vegetables and flowers to choose from. Open daily, come see why people travel over 100 miles to Tony's Green Thumb. Tony's Green Thumb, where beautiful gardens begin.
John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to get their car fixed. John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to fix their car. Was that right? For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market. Why do I keep forgetting that word? Experience. Okay, go. 3, 2. For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market.
And don't forget,
Pure Outdoor is the first program dedicated to increasingly popular outdoor and eco sports. Individual and adventurous. Journey to the world's most exotic, breathtaking locations. Pure Outdoor.
Now, WZMQ TV19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Kelly Rowland.
Welcome back. Starting off with checking in how we did today. Now, this is as of about 5:20 or so any additional rain through the evening time does not count in this 1/10 of an inch of accumulation here. Today is 77 degrees for Marquette. That's above average. Not quite to that record of 90 degrees set back in 1962. We were grateful for those warmer temperatures. We're not going to see much of that into the weekend and the week ahead, but if you want to try to take advantage of that little bit of sunshine we might see, get out there and fish here. But Blades Bait and Tackle fishing outlook here 4:38 to 6:38, and then again at 4:56 p.m. and 6:56 p.m. Those are your best times to get on out there and enjoy with a waning gibbous at 85% here. And yeah, we do have a little bit of some leftover rain and storms here with some wind gusts that could get up to about 30 miles per hour. So depending on what time you are going to go out and kind of where you are in the Upper Peninsula, you might have to dodge a few raindrops here, especially for Marquette and Munising to start off your morning tomorrow. This is kind of just a result of that major low pressure system that's going to scoot on by. So it's going to change our wind direction quite a bit, bringing those northern winds into effect. And yeah, you start to see those purples up there. So up towards Houghton and Eagle Harbor for your Sunday morning, where those high temperatures are really going to struggle to get into the 50s and 60s. You might see a wet snowflake or two. Please don't get mad at me. I'm telling you right now, may even see a few flurries through the afternoon. I think for the most part, it would be some light drizzles, but we can't rule out the mixing because of how cold it's going to get and how quickly that's going to happen. So overall for the weekend, again, really spoiled with those close to 80-degree temperatures. By the time we get to Sunday, we're into the lower 40s for those high temperatures. It's breezy. It'll be cold. It'll be a little bit bitter. Make sure to still have those winter coats. We don't put them away quite yet. Have the extra blanket when you go to sleep on Saturday night. And tonight we'll have a few of those lingering storms here. Not seeing too much in the way of those severe storms any longer. We'll keep an eye in case of any severe thunderstorm warning or anything like that. But we get past this weekend and we're still going to continue to see some below average temperatures for the next 6 to 10 days here. This outlook showing us fairly average but leaning below average. So we'll definitely see those high temperatures into the 50s, maybe even the 40s, and into tomorrow here. Marquette likely going to be seeing those windy conditions, and really through the Upper Peninsula as that low pressure system is just kind of circulating around, changing the wind directions and bringing us that colder air. So lingering showers wind gusts. That will really take you through the weekend and into the week ahead. We do have clearing skies. That's the good part, but we will have high temperatures into the 40s and the 50s, really taking you through the week and into the next weekend ahead.
Thanks again, Kelly. A student at Westwood High School is showing his patriotism by constructing a special box for the disposal of retired American flags. Our John Truitt spoke with him and has the story of the Big Red Flag Box.
It is disrespectful to dispose of a worn-out American flag by simply throwing it away. According to the U.S. Flag Code, any torn or worn-out American flag must be disposed of in a dignified manner. Many veterans organizations have receptacles for these flags. The American Legion post in West Ishpeming needed such a depository and reached out to the Westwood High School's welding class for assistance.
We were approached by Luann from the American Legion to kind of design and build a receptacle for retired American flags, and they wanted it to resemble an old-fashioned postal box.
Welding instructor John Jessen saw this as an opportunity for his students to give back to their community.
We like to do philanthropy type projects, give back to the community whenever we can in our CTE classes here. And we've done a lot of that in the past.
The project was handed off to student Tanner Anola, who is proud of his creation.
It makes me feel really good helping out the veterans and all the flags and stuff that need to be burnt properly. I don't know, I just feel really good about that.
The Flag Box project has special meaning to Westwood High School.
We were able to give them a product that they needed, but it also had the connection with the retired flags and us being the Patriots, and so it kind of tied in really nice, and it was just a great project.
When the box is full, the flags deposited in the new box will be gathered and disposed of in a proper ceremony by the American Legion. In West Ishpeming, John Truitt, WZMQ 19 News.
In tribute of one of the last surviving combat pilots, known as the Tuskegee Airmen, student pilots took to the skies in his honor. Elaine Rojas Castillo has more.
Clear skies made the perfect backdrop for a special flyover for one of our nation's heroes.
I was very excited, very happy to honor the Tuskegee Airmen. They mean a lot to this country and the Air Force history.
Lieutenant Colonel Harry Stewart was one of the two last surviving combat pilots of World War II's famous 332nd Fighter Group, known as the Tuskegee Airmen. After Stewart's death in February at the age of 100, the team behind the Tuskegee Airmen National Museum wanted to honor his legacy with the next generation of pilots. On Friday, they conducted a flyover before Stewart was laid to rest.
It's an honor for me. I appreciate it, you know, the opportunity for this.
Museum Vice President Larry Sargent says the students taking flight are just some of the incredible young people who are part of the Airmen's enduring legacy.
We still have a ceiling here yet to break, and here we're instrumental in doing it.
Surrounded by some of the aircrafts flown throughout history, Sargent remembers the lessons he learned from Stewart and the men who flew alongside him.
We must do a job so well that the living, the dead, and the unborn couldn't have done a better job to be accepted, because there are challenges on everything that we do. But if we got that covered, the living, the dead, and the unborn couldn't have done a better job. Nobody else can top us.
Mike Ludlam has the highlights from another track meet when we come back. This time, teams meet in Escanaba. We'll see who led the way after the break.
Closed captioning sponsored by Range Bank of Upper Michigan.
Here I am, field trip chaperone. Before preventing migraine with Qulipta, it was hard keeping plans. And look at me now. You'll never truly forget migraine, but Qulipta reduces attacks, making more zero migraine days possible.
Don't take if allergic to Qulipta. Get help right away for serious allergic reactions like trouble breathing, face, lip, or tongue swelling, itching, or rash, which may occur when taking Qulipta or days after. Common side effects include nausea, constipation, and sleepiness.
Learn how AbbVie can help you save. Qulipta, the forget you get migraine medicine.
We get the story behind the style. The Gumby, what's that about?
It was a mistake that turned out great.
And what's next for New Edition?
We love to perform near you.
Plus, a sweet surprise.
Wait, what?
That then surprised me.
I need to say this.
On J-Hood.
The The Jennifer Hudson Show, Monday at 5 on WZMQ TV CBS, followed by 19 News at 6.
This is a powerful place. In this chamber, decisions are made every day, decisions that impact your life, your friends, family, and neighbors. Your life can be changed by what happens here. I'm 19 News' Michigan Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy. I report to you, tracking votes, new laws, and policies that change lives in the Upper Peninsula. The only place to see what's happening in Lansing is right here.
Sophia Murphy reports, only on WZMQ 19 News.
The Shortlist, a countdown show that's all sports. See the greatest names and the greatest games in all sports. Sports fans love it, and you will too. That's The Shortlist, only from SSN, the Cindy Sports Network.
The devil is always in the details. Forensic Factor.
Good evening, everyone. We wrap up 3 busy days of high school track and field regionals with a trip to Escanaba. The Eskimos entertained 5 other schools in a Division I event. The meet had an unfortunate start, though, as a boys pole vaulter had a very rough landing and was taken to the hospital to be checked by ambulance. To the girls' 100 hurdles, very tight on the left, number 6. Escanaba's Ava Stahlberger edged Christy Carl of Gladstone in purple by 1/100th of a second, 16.96. Sault Ste. Marie's Annabelle Fazari was a close third. In the 100 dash, that is Lauren Sundquist of Gladstone, continuing her fine season, 13.05 seconds. Manasteek's Leah Goodrow was next. To the 1600, and Escanaba's Alicia Maybe jumped out to an early advantage, but Marquette's Maya Mackey-Warna would have the lead at the finish. 5 minutes, 25.82 seconds. Maybe was next. Ella Fury was third. And in the relay, 4x100, yep, that's Lauren Sundquist of Gladstone, again, just getting past Marquette's Jasmine Junek. 400-meter dash, Gladstone freshman Ella Brackett crossed the line, 1 minute, 2.08 seconds. Brackett also won the 200 dash and was on 2 winning relays. 300 hurdles, Marquette's Chloe Jackson won by nearly a second, 49.89. Sault Ste. Marie's Annabelle Fazari was second. She also won the shot put, by the way. Maggie Martin of Escanaba third. Now on the results here, the winner was Marquette with 57 points. Gladstone was next at 47.5. Sault Ste. Marie third, followed by Manasteek and Escanaba tying for fourth. Gladstone Sundquist ended up with a very good day as she won on some winning relays as well. Now in Division II at Pickford, it was the Panthers 60, Munising 40, and it was Barker over Harris, Norway, and Iron Mountain for Pickford. Talia Schreiber won the 800, 1600, and 3200, plus the 3200 relay. Teammate Brooke Portis won the shot put and discus. For Munising, Dane Baining, the 100 hurdles and long jump, and Norway's Lauren Adams won the 100, 200, and 400 dashes. Back to Escanaba for the Division I boys meet. It was not nearly as warm in Escanaba today as it was yesterday in Barriga and Houghton. Marquette won the 4x800 relay, did not slow down after that. That's Jacob Norman taking care of business in the 110 hurdles, 15.82. Next in the 100-yard dash, Sault Ste. Marie with the winner here, and that is Javante Bellamy. He was followed by 3 Marquette runners, Pierce Pitsley, Kyler Sager, and Drew Bradley. More red on the left side of the screen for the start of the 1600, and the Sentinels distance crew had its A team going today. Lucas Ballard won in 4 minutes 38.82 seconds. The Blue Devils' Gabe Litzner was the runner-up. Then Marquette grabbed the next 3 spots. 400-meter run, time for Michigan Tech basketball recruit Jacob McVie to contribute to the Marquette cause, outkicking Menominee's Nathan Komp and Escanaba's Ben Sands to the finish, 51.17. 300 hurdles, well, it's Ford Richardson's turn to help Marquette. He gets the victory here over the Blue Devils' Owen Rice. They were nearly step for step going in, but Richardson gets it in 41.79. So let's look at the results here. Marquette won 13 of the 17 events, 102 points, and not many points after that. Sault Ste. Marie was next, then was Gladstone, Menominee, and Escanaba. In the Division II meet at Pickford, a big day for the Panthers, 69. Gunnar Bennon, the 100, 200, 400, and a relay. John Anderson, the 110 hurdles, high jump, and a pair of thirds. Panthers won 3 of the 4 relays. Munising was next, then it was Iron Mountain, Barker Harrison, Norway. For the Mustangs, Dan Goss and Trevor Nolan scored well in the distance events. Aiden Ellis and Bryce Davis had a couple of wins for the Mountaineers. Let us go to tennis now. Nagani hosted an invitational with 5 other teams. For singles, the Miners' Brady Johnson uses a backhand right here for a successful passing shot against Kingsford's Gavin Moore. Next game, Moore is trying to be aggressive once again with the approach to the net, but he was not able to get the put-away volley. Moore did find the right formula to win this match in 3 sets, 6-4 in the third. Over at second doubles, Escanaba's Adam Prey and Caden Fulcher in the far court against the Miners' Carson Lajmadir and Quinn Walters. Prey with the put away that almost hit me as well. The Nagani duo did get this match though, taking it 7-5 and 6-4. Now to the results here. And Nagani wins its 4th straight Nagani Invitational with 34. Kingsford a close second at 32. Then it was Marquette, Escanaba, and Westwood. In softball today, a single game for Houghton and Gogebic, and the Gremlins take this one by the count of 9-3. And a doubleheader showing Kingsford getting Marquette twice, 11-6 for the Maize and Blue and 19-4 in the second contest. The Tigers trying to get the 30 wins before everybody else in the major leagues this year. They're taking on Toronto. First inning, Riley Green. Oh, he sends that one to center field, and that's going to be far enough to get over the wall, and the Tigers have a 1-0 lead. In the second inning, the Blue Jays are trying to get back into it. Nathan Lukes to center field, and yeah, that's where Javier Baez has been hanging out lately. Diving catch, and gets to throw to first for the double play. Tigers still up 1-0. To the 4th inning, time for somebody to go deep again, and that's former CMU Chippewa Zach McKinstry, and that's a solo shot, and the Tigers are up by a pair. Jump to the 6th, Tigers up by 4, but things would go a little badly. The Toronto would get a home run, but then all of a sudden in the 8th, guess what? It's Baez with a home run. Are you serious? What is the matter with him lately? Yeah, we got to quit complaining about this. Tigers with a 5-3 lead, and Toronto would get a home run by Bo Bichette, but Detroit would hang on and win this one by the count of 5-4. The Brewers tonight, not so fortunate. They fell to Minnesota 3-0. In the NBA, the New York Knicks completely eliminated Boston, winning the series 4-2, 119-81. In the NHL, we'll have a Game 7 soon. Toronto defeated Florida 2-0. Those teams are tied at 3. In college softball, Michigan won its regional opener today, 4-3, coming from behind over Texas. PGA Championship, you can watch that Saturday and Sunday right here on WZMQ 19. Your leader is still Venezuelan Jonathan Vegas, 8 under 134. Scotty Scheffler and Max Homa are in the neighborhood for the Americans at 5 under par. And the big contract, in case you did not hear today, San Francisco quarterback Brock Purdy, 5 years, $253 million, with 181 of those guaranteed. I'm pretty sure he has an accountant. We'll be right back.
19 News is honored to receive 3 Broadcast Excellence Awards from the Michigan Association of Broadcasters.
Allegations of assault and destruction of property at an Ishpeming motel have community members and police concerned.
Ishpeming Police Department responded at least 17 times to the Wonderland Motel from late February to late March just this year.
So I'm very concerned. They're out there at all times of the day, stumbling around.
It was on July 6, 1849, that Amos Harlow and members of the Marquette Forge and Iron Company came ashore to what we now call Lower Harbor, were greeted by some native leaders, including Charlie Gabagam, and set about to set up a village.
The only reason Marquette exists was because of the iron mines in the county.
19 News, committed to hometown community journalism, recognized at its best.
catch him, they'll use every trick in the book.
Top investigators and police use the latest forensic science to uncover the truth and solve real cases. The devil is always in the details. Forensic Factor.
I'm Rachel Knapp. Watch my reports live from Washington, only on 19 News.
Tonight's sports is brought to you by the Window Store.
Why should you consider re-siding your home? Your home is the largest investment you'll make. Protect it with new siding installed by the experts at the Window Store. We offer a range of affordable, high-quality siding options, including premium ABC seamless steel siding with attractive financing options available. And we install all winter long across the entire UP. Schedule your appointment today and enjoy the Window Store experience for yourself. Your clear choice is the Window Store.
Welcome back. Final check of your forecast here as you head into the weekend. You made it. You got through the severe storms over the past few days or so. We might see a lingering shower or two, but not seeing too much in the way of severe thunderstorms. High temperatures kind of back down to some more seasonal, maybe a little bit below average conditions, as well as some wind gusts into Marquette. Watch out for that. Mainly overcast skies out to Newberry, Sault Ste. Marie, Manistee. We will see a little bit more rays of sunshine there. We'll continue to see those showers as the low pressure system circulates its way through, and as that moves on through, it's going to bring some more showers, and it's going to bring some colder temperatures. Could see a little bit of a mixing winter mix there, precipitation there, kind of bringing us back to the winter with the cooler temperatures here into the mid 40s to round off your weekend. And into the week ahead, we do have clearing skies and some sunshine, but a little bit chilly through the entire week.
Kelly, thanks again. And finally tonight, the Gwynn Gus Macker basketball tournament is happening this weekend, rain or shine. Through wind and rain, the second annual Gwynn Gus Macker is held this Saturday and Sunday. This nationwide event is a 3 versus 3 tournament open for ages 7 to 70. 220 teams will join in the Gwynn High School parking lot to celebrate basketball. Registration for the tournament was held today from 4 to 7 p.m.
And the shrieks and the basketball hitting the concrete and the kids laughing and running all around. We do have a fun zone, so we have bounce houses for the kids. We have a community area because we're trying to make it about community. So we have a community area, we have food trucks, and we have a whole lot of basketball. So it's just a very exciting weekend.
The tournament starts tomorrow at 8 a.m. at Gwynn High School. For more information, well, I'm not going to tell you to check our website because it is down right now, Mike.
Not having a good night there. Good day for sure.
We are working on the problem, hoping to get it up as soon as possible. That's all for now. Have a great weekend, everybody.
May is Maytag Month at Kirkish Furniture. It's the biggest sale of the year all month long on all Maytag major appliances. Buy 2 select laundry appliances and get up to $100 in bonuses. May is Maytag Month at Kirkish Furniture and Home.